Tonight, we're going to be talking about roots, because roots are really important.
My name is Chichi. I'm the daughter of Jacintat. I'm from Brooklyn, of course, the best part of the world. I feel like one day in the summer, that's the one day where everyone comes together for their culture, and it's just so beautiful to even see people within my age group coming from Yonkers, coming from the Bronx, coming from Queens, just to embrace, their culture and where they come from.
A child immigrant, I feel that a lot of us have this experience of learning to speak English and to communicate with other people through music.
I have a mutation in my blood.
What I like to call the shh of a neighborhood. The shushing of a neighborhood.
It was a white woman from Boston. She met my grandfather, who was a black janitor at the YMCA where she was teaching in the 50s. They got married a few years after that, and they moved into this town called Swarthmore, which is in the suburbs of Philadelphia.
I also think about being rooted spiritually. When I grew up, my mother was a Jehovah's Witness. And one way we had a community, I realized that, from a young age, I was able to develop community in school.
One thing that I was thinking about is when you mentioned Coney Island in particular, and a lot of the stories that I've heard from my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, was what it was like for them growing up in Coney Island, like during the Depression.
I'm Sweet Home, which is another Coney Islander.
I've always been in the area and I don't really know anywhere else.
I used to, put on some crazy stuff and, I and my nieces and we bold and we just walking down Flatbush Avenue and we like what is wrong with you?
I am now an orientation mobility instructor, and what that means is that I teach blind people how to get from one place to the other.
I grew up in Boston. I find New York home now. My dad grew up in Boston. My mom grew up in Kentucky.
During that time, the neighborhood was mixed. We saw that people were leaving Flatbush and going to Long Island. Like the whole place it flipped.
I arrived here to stay in America around 10 years old. My parents are Haitians. I'm Haitian born too. Although I went to school in the city, throughout junior high school, Lincoln Place was home. It was home because it was where everybody came to for vacation.
How are you going to express yourself if someone's always telling you to shut up? Anybody's got some kind of roots they want to discuss.